Live from the Convocation Center on the campus of the University of North Georgia in Dahlonega, coverage of Nighthawk Athletics is on the air. And good afternoon and welcome again alongside Lee Glenn, Craig Corbin, the Nighthawk Sports Network team here for a great Peach Belt Conference matchup as the Nighthawks play host to the Patriots of Francis Marion. Hello, everyone. And both teams, Lee, 1 and 2. It is early in the season. Typically, in January, we would have played a few more games. Not this year, but you have to be pleased with what we've seen at the last time here at home from the Nighthawks.
Yeah, our one win came at home here against Flagler. You hit that nailed square on the head, Craig. Both teams are really identical. They're both 1 and 2 in league play. Lone wins come on their home floor. Both road games end up being losses. So identical in that regard. And it's just like with any season, COVID or non-COVID, it's really about defending your home floor, especially in the games that you don't know if you're going to get or not. We don't know. We don't think that everybody will end up playing the same amount of league games just because of how inflexible the schedule is now that, we're here in the last month and a half of the season. So I think when you get an opportunity to play, you just run with it. And especially for North Georgia, when you get the opportunity to play on your home floor, you really got to take advantage of that scenario.
And each game is extremely important in that championships have been changed a little bit within the conference as well. And now only the top 4 will advance to the tournament.
Yeah, I mean, I don't, it's really too early to kind of start playing it out, but I would like to think that in addition to really protecting the home court, the top 4 teams are going to win, if not one, probably a couple road games, just kind of delineate above that 500 threshold. I don't know that a 500 threshold is going to be in the top 4, but I think over the next 2 weeks, all that's going to play out, and we'll figure it out.
When we look at the Patriots of Francis Marion, a couple of names that we'll hear quite a bit this afternoon. 2 young men that lead them in scoring at 21.7 points per game apiece, Langston Gaither and Holden Redparth. And obviously with Coach Gary Edwards, you expect them to try to push the tempo.
Yeah, and this is it's going to be interesting to see where those 2 players fit in the mix of their offensive flow. Obviously, our eyes and our hands are going to be directed towards where they're at on the court, but how well do they work off of each other, and how well do those shots share in the motion? Coach Evans and Coach Blake are really, really good at scheming, and our defensive intensity and connectivity this year has been really, really good at times, and so we're going to really need to be connected when those 2 guys have the ball, and then even when they are off the ball, really taking away what their go-to action might be.
Glad to see Darnell Snyers back on the court. Did not get to see him in action against Flagler, the win here at home earlier this month. Leading scorer thus far for the Nighthawks, young man by the name of Frank Champion, showing great promise early in the season.
Yeah, I think Frank's going to get his first get a start here today. Freshman from Lithonia. Anytime a freshman can have valuable roles in early in conference play, that means that there's a high level of talent there. And really, freshmen always have the talent. It's a matter of them getting the game experience and then in those games having the confidence. And so looking forward to a lot of things today. Number one, a response, because our last 2 road games have been early losses, and what I mean by early is that early in the game, it doesn't go down to the 40-minute wire, and so I think that we're going to be looking for a response today. In our 2 losses at Young Harris and at Aiken, we have run into slow starts. Down 14-3 at Aiken, down 8-0 and 11-2 at Young Harris. In our win versus Flagler, we were the team that threw the first punch, jumping out to that early lead. Also shot 2 of 20 on the road at Young Harris the other night. So are we going to be able to score early, and are we going to be able to stretch their defense by making long jump shots?
We will see how it transpires here this afternoon. Glad you've joined us. We'll have the starting lineups and the opening tips straight ahead right here on the Nighthawk Sports Network.
Leadership is fueled by vision and passion. Leadership is service with empathy, creativity, and integrity. Leadership is seeking continuous improvement for yourself and your community. Since 1873, the University of North Georgia has prepared generations of civic, professional, and military leaders. Today, UNG is a leading regional university that serves students across 5 campuses and online, with educational pathways ranging from associate degrees to doctoral programs. And as one of only 6 senior military colleges in the nation, UNG holds designations as a state leadership institution and as the Military College of Georgia. UNG's national reputation and student profile are growing stronger each year, and we remain focused on student success and academic excellence at all levels. Across UNG, our incredible faculty and staff are scholars and mentors who inspire service, inquiry, and creativity. And resume-building experiences help each student fulfill their potential. We know the value of determination and teamwork in and out of the classroom, and this spirit pushes our students to excel on the field, serve our communities, and explore the world. When the day is done, the real measure of our success lies in who our graduates become. Outstanding leaders for a diverse and global society. The University of North Georgia.
What do I do when my love is away? Does it worry you to be alone? How do I feel at the end of the day? Are you sad cause you're on your own? I can't buy a little help from my friends, so I'm gonna try a little help from my friends.
Back we are here at the Convocation Center. Craig Corbin, Lee Glenn, the Nighthawk Sports Network team. And time for your starting lineups. First, the Patriots of Francis Marion and their head coach Gary Edwards. It'll be number 0, Langston Gaither, junior out of Alexandria, Virginia. Number 3, Holden Redparth, senior from Rockville, Maryland. Number 11, Alex Cox. He's a junior from Concord, North Carolina. Number 21, Darius Dawson, a sophomore from Sumter, South Carolina. And rounding out the starting 5 for the Patriots, Javon Anderson, a 6'2 freshman from Columbia, South Carolina. He'll be wearing number 30. The Patriots 1-2 overall, 1-2 in the Peach Belt Conference. For the Nighthawks of UNG under head coach Dan Evans, it'll be Zach Brown, number 1, the redshirt junior out of Princeton, New Jersey. Number 4, Darnell Snyers, redshirt sophomore. Number 5, Josh Cottrell, junior. Number 11, Cody Schubert, also a junior. And the freshman, the aforementioned Frank Champion, wearing number 23. The Nighthawks, as we mentioned in the open, also with a mark of 1-2 overall, 1-2 in conference play. And Lee, we talked about it in the Flagler game, the fact that it was an unusual season. You didn't have the non-conference slate to get into form, to get into shape before conference games came around. The rule of thumb has always been, regardless, you want to protect your home floor, sneak a few wins on the road.
Yep.
How important is this afternoon's contest in that context?
It's It's important for a lot of reasons. As we mentioned earlier, you've got to protect your home floor. But on the second part of that equation is that there's no more learning curve. So like normally you've had time to correct your mistakes by the time you tip off conference. You're still having to adjust on the fly. You've heard a lot of the analogy of doing mechanics work on the plane while it's in the air, and that's what's happening with these basketball seasons. Is that all teams are making adjustments on the fly, moving personnel around and still learning where their strengths are, and both teams fall into that category here today.
All right, and we are ready for action. The tip controlled by the Nighthawks. And we are so glad that you've joined us here this afternoon. Brown works down the lane, drive, shoots, has it blocked. And the Patriots with their first possession of the afternoon. Long three will not hit, but an offensive rebound into the hands of Redparth. And getting it back to Gaither, and they'll reset. Opening minute of play here in the first half. North Georgia and Francis Marion. Baseline jumper up and would not fall. Rebound into the hands of Darnell Snyers. Snyers in between the circles. Away it goes on the wing. The drive, shot up, good, and one. Give the basket to Schubert.
Cody was able to kind of create that driving lane by just a little bit of a shoulder shrug. He's really got good on-ball skills. It's kind of like a hesitation in and out, looking like he's going to pick the ball up and pass it. And that's really good about a very jumpy and anxious defense. And so he made that defender kind of step, and he used that lane to get to the glass.
3-0 in favor of North Georgia. We've played a minute here in the opening half. The feed. And then back out on the perimeter. Off balance shot, no good. Rebound snared by Champion. Here comes Schubert. That pass off his foot.
No.
Or was it kicked?
Yeah, the ball. He can't pass a ball that's going to turn into a bowling ball and roll. So it obviously hit a foot, but perhaps it was a North Georgia foot that it hit.
And that may have been the case. Regardless, it belongs to Francis Marion. 18-25, and a foul called away from the ball. That's going to be on Schubert, his first. Patriots.
The screener there, baseline out. Good job, North Georgia switching it and communicating it. Very simple baseline out play, but effective at all levels.
Redparth with 9 to shoot away. It goes to Gaither. Now back in the hands of Anderson. Javon feeds down low. The off-balance shot knocked away, but put up right before the buzzer, and that'll be a 2-point basket. And the Patriots on the board.
They like playing through the post there with that matchup. That's the second time Josh has been stuck in the post. Unfortunate there. We got the stop, but it was an easy putback for the Patriots there. Single-sided no-ball reversal turnover there by the Nighthawks led to a transition layup by the Patriots. Now going to take their first lead of the game, 4-3.
And give that basket to Alex Cox. Schubert on the wing. Now looking for somebody to move. And it goes into the hands of Champion around to Snyers. Darnell off balance baseline jumper rattles in. That was a tough shot.
Francis Marion doing a good job of kind of pressuring us and pushing us out away from the rim, making our offensive flow hard. And that's a tough two that Darnell made right there.
Around the perimeter to Gaither. The wraparound layup is good. Another difficult shot goes, and it's back to the Patriots on top by 1 at 6-5.
So hard to really defend that when a scorer can get to the other side of the rim and uses the net or the rim to thwart the shot blocker.
That's a good word, thwart.
Yeah, got you on that. That's my word.
Champion feeds on the wing, and that was out of bounds. Unable to control it was Josh Cottrell.
Yeah, their ball pressure has got us out of sorts just a little bit. A lot of times when the on-ball defender really gets up in the offensive player, the eyes tend to go away from the action. When you have the ball in your hand, you want your eyes on what the other 9 players are doing. But when you're being pressured, a lot of times your eyes go down. And we just need to kind of settle in a little bit against their ball pressure.
Off-balance shot in the lane would not go. Ball saved, but on the line was Malik Hardy. Malik in the lineup for the first time today, along with Case Roach, a freshman from Travelers Rest, South Carolina.
Do you know why it's called that?
I'm thinking that it probably dates back to a place where travelers could pull off the side of the road and grab some food, a little petrol, maybe.
That's a good point. I think that I've heard that turnover there by Francis Marion. I think that I've heard that it's like a midway point between two what used to be larger cities, and that's where you could kind of make your stop, your halfway point. But I'm probably wrong. I'm probably just making that up. But,
it sounds good.
It does. It does.
I'm going to buy it.
If I'm a traveler, I'm going to take a rest there.
That's
player control foul.
Goodness.
Penetration to the paint, kick out off the hip. The extra pass was going to result in a rhythm 3 for us, but we were able to not sit down after the pass, so turnover North Georgia.
Take a timeout, 15:55 to go in the opening half. 6-5, Francis Marion. This is the Nighthawk Sports Network.
Before the house, before the office, the late nights and new bosses. Before the last hugs, the wins and the losses. Before building the team, before building yourself. The rise and grinds, all day, every days. Before the letter, before the dream, there was a kid who loved to play. If you have the talent and dedication to succeed in school and in sports, we'll provide the opportunity.
Someone here at Circus Burger has been talking to the press, telling them that chicken is better than burgers. And I want to know who it is. Is it you, Bill?
No, sir.
Diane?
Wasn't me.
I know it wasn't Steve. He just started. You're doing a great job here, Steve.
Yeah.
I'm not big on pointing fingers, but it was definitely Bill.
Whoa. It could literally be any one of us.
Somebody did it, and I'm going to find out who.
What is going on here?
Our thanks to Chick-fil-A Dahlonega, one of the fine sponsors of Nighthawk Athletics here on the Nighthawk Sports Network. A back-and-forth seesaw affair early in this game, and while we were in the break, you reiterated the point that the defensive style and effort by Francis Marion has really had an impact in the early minutes of this game.
Yeah, Coach Edwards' teams are doing a good job of just getting out and making us play offense, 25, 30 feet away from the rim, and we haven't been able to settle in quite yet and create a comfortable offensive flow.
Patriots have it. Leading by 1. Cox gets it down low to Dawson. Scramble for the loose ball, and on the sideline, nice effort.
Yep.
Without question, nice effort by Mr. Billups. And checking back in for the Nighthawks, Zach Brown. And getting a breather, Frank Champion. Anderson in between the circles, a quick 3 from the wing and just beating the buzzer. Give that one to Alex Cox.
Alex Cox might have been one of the only players on the floor that had game clock, shot clock awareness, to be honest with you.
Because he really pulled the trigger in a hurry.
Yeah, knowing defensively that's the case, you probably want to get out and make him put the ball down on the floor. So eyes up. Francis Marion's got our eyes down. We've got to get our eyes up in this game a little bit.
Roach misses the 3. Might have been contact, but no whistle. And over to Francis Marion with a 4-point advantage now at 9-5. Bringing it up, Javon Anderson. A freshman from Columbia, South Carolina. Top of the key to Cox. Picks up his dribble. Back to Gaither. Guarded by Brown. Shot clock at 14. The drive, the shot. High off the glass, no good. Rebound snared by Malik Hardy. Here come the Nighthawks trailing by 4. Hardy in the corner to Billups. Greg Billups Jr. missing that one. Ball saved. No! Over the sideline. That was a nice effort by Gaither, but he couldn't keep it inbound to his teammate, Holden Redparth.
Last defensive possession there. Zach Brown unfortunately gave up a straight line drive, but was able to correct himself there and his length altered the shot, forced the missed layup that got us going in transition to a rhythm 3.
Bethea away goes to Hardy. Roach around to Billups, working toward the lane, stops, bounce pass. Boy, that was a tough chance to begin with. And it winds up with a foul being charged to Malik Hardy.
Yeah, a little bit out of sorts there. The pass to the paint was trying to hit Malik on a basket cut, but that was the first cut. With the dribble being dead, I think Malik's cut would have opened some things up for us. So it's just a matter of slowing the mind down and being just a tick more patient.
Boy, Zach nearly coming up with a steal.
No.
And the official is going to go the other way. And quickly fouls adding up on the Nighthawk half of the ledger.
Yep. It's wow, let's I'll tell you what, Peachville basketball is physical.
Yeah.
That's regardless, and perhaps he wasn't out of the charge circle there. I don't know. But I'll tell you that man, you got to be a grown man to play this game, because just the level of contact, very fitting for NFL football playoff weekend.
The division games starting later today.
Who do you got in the Super Bowl?
Oh, gosh, this could be a Packer year. I would not be shocked. However, Mr. Mahomes and company in KC are going to be tough to handle. Do you have the Buccaneers and Brady getting past Breeze?
I don't.
Yeah.
But a lot of people do.
Yeah. Not sure what the line is in that one, but I would be hard-pressed to think that the Saints aren't playing as well as they have all year.
They haven't. I mean, how many games have they played full personnel? Oh, great pass. Hammer.
Oh, goodness. Case Roach went up.
Good
looking
look
for
by,
the slam.
Mikael Bethea there just did a good job of, again, this is a jumpy Francis Marion defense, and so his eyes were looking at ball reversal, knowing that Chase was making that baseline cut, and did a really good job of just being patient and no look there. It's actually a good foul by Francis Marion, to be honest with you, Craig. Just to not allow dunks, charges, and ones are really emotion changer plays, and to erase those means that you're connected to the scout. So no easy layup, no dunks, no and one.
Case Roach has not missed a foul shot all year long.
How many has he taken?
4.
I knew it was going to be on single hand. Like I could count it on my fingers.
That shot in and out, no good, but an offensive board, ball free. Here come the Nighthawks down 11-7, quickly ahead. Zach in the corner to Bethea, now around the horn, Billups. Hardy would not fall.
Clean look. That was a good offensive possession there. Passed up average shots to get great shots, and that's a high percentage look for us.
Clock rolls 12:44 and counting, first half. Francis Marion on top, 11-7. Alex Cox in the corner to Dawson, and that's a 3.
Cox forced Zach Brown to kind of pinch down and show on the dribble penetration, giving enough space just for the catch and shoot in the corner.
Shot in traffic is good for Champion, and the foul. And here's a look at that last effort. The entry pass to Champion, and boy, he was in some traffic.
Yep. Got to be able to score through contact when you catch it with your back to the basket. Regardless of this being team's official only 4th game on the books, there's not going to be a defense that allows a contactless shot when a post player catches it with their back to the rim.
Nice three-point play by Champion, 58% at the line on the season. That draws the Nighthawks to within 4 at 14-10. Alex Cox brings it up away to Uwana Ochan. And back to Ben Jones. Cox double teamed. Now Jones with 10 to shoot. Away to Gaither. Langston drives, puts it up and in. Good body control.
Yep. Second time he's used the rim as shot block protection.
Yep.
Definitely at 21.7 points a game. He's not a rookie at trying to figure out how to score.
That one would not go but right to Cottrell. Feeds Snyers. Darnell left it short. Loose ball tracked down by Champion. Heaves it back to his team. Oh, goodness gracious. And a forearm shiver to the face of Greg Billups Jr. puts him on the floor. That is first on Redparth.
Fell to the floor, though.
That's one of those that was instantaneous from our perspective. And we'll take a timeout. 11:26 to go, first half. It's Francis Marion by 6. This is the Nighthawk Sports Network.
Bandit 3, this is Fox 2-3. Can you see that contact to our front? Bandit Fox 2-3, out. Mark him with tracer 5.
There are those who choose a different path in life. A path of selflessness, of service. A path that leads to freedom. Do you have what it takes? Find out at goarmy.com/warriors.
The UNG Bookstore is the one-stop shop where students can get anything they need for the classroom and fans can find everything they need to support the Nighthawks, from shirts and jackets to car decals and tailgating chairs. Gear up at the Nighthawks desk with officially licensed UNG merchandise. Be sure to shop in store to find the item of the week. Visit our stores in Dahlonega, Gainesville, Oconee, and Cumming, or check us out online at ungbookstore.com. The UNG Bookstore is a proud sponsor of North Georgia Athletics.
Alongside Lee Glenn, Craig Corbin, the Nighthawk Sports Network team, as Francis Marion enjoys a 6-point advantage. Their largest lead was 7 at 14-7. Look at the numbers here in the early going from the floor. Francis Marion, 6 of 14, 3 of 10 for the Nighthawks beyond the arc. Nighthawks have yet to scratch. 0 of 5.
Yeah, we mentioned that they were 2 of 20 at Young Harris the other night, so maybe a little bit of carry over there.
Yeah.
Just need one to go, though. One to go changes your mentality.
Inbound comes to Champion. Frank will leave it in the hands of Snyers. Away it goes back to Frank. Now out front, Caleb Malden on the floor for North Georgia. Goodness gracious, that was an effort to beat the shot clock by Malik Hardy, but he was a good 7-8 feet beyond the arc.
Yeah, Francis Marion came out threw a zone look at us, and it took us a while to recognize. And again, I think Malik just kind of had some clock awareness a little bit too late.
Jumper will not fall for the Patriots. So they're going to say that Josh Cottrell touched it last, but here's my question.
I think he did, but it's because he was fouled. But what's your question?
But the ball going in that direction with the effort by Gaither.
I think that his arm was held, and then when it was released.
Okay. Okay. I'll buy that.
But normally, the rule of thumb is the player further away from the baseline is credited with the last touch.
Gotcha.
When the ball goes to that way.
Exactly. That was the thought. But
wait a second.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Now that one, I don't have a rule of physics to explain.
I'm really shocked that is not North Georgia basketball. Long three for Gaither is good.
Man. Got to know that inbounding with 4 seconds to go on the shot clock, that guy that's averaging 21 points is probably not going to put it on the floor. It's going to go up. But I think Malik was in his face, just couldn't quite adjust the shot.
Give the basket to Malik Hardy. And the foul will send him to the line. That makes it 19-12. And Malik settles in. And the Nighthawks stay perfect from the line on the afternoon. 19-13 with 9:50 to go until halftime. And a foul called on Malik. That is the second on Hardy. And quickly, Zach Brown will hustle to the scorer's table. But he's actually coming in for Caleb.
Yeah, I think a guy that, just kind of settled your offensive down with your offense down with a nice and one play. You don't want to pull him unless necessary. I think right there, Coach Evans is just advising him, hey, awareness, you've got two now. Good defense.
Off-balance shot by Cox would not go. Rebound snared by Champion. Outlet comes to Snyers. Darnell sees daylight. Bounce pass behind Brown. That was going to be a tough chance anyway because the defender was right there.
Good call. That's a stick your nose towards the paint, see that we've got odd angles, and that is really just 2-on-2, and just back dribble that thing out.
I nearly felt like Darnell was going to make the fake.
Cross to his right hand. Yep.
Cottrell to inbound, bounce pass to Brown, shot is up, would not go, left it short, rebound taken by the Patriots. That'll be Gaither getting credit for that one. 9:15 to go in the first half of play, shot up and in.
That's a tough shot over a good shot blocker.
Drive, the shot, and the basket for Darnell Snyers.
Coach Edwards not happy with that straight line drive that started 70 feet away.
That's as easy a possession as the Nighthawks have had today.
As tough as Francis Marion's played defensively, for them to give up one-legged layup is a little astonishing.
Pass back to Cox. That has to be a charge. My goodness. Shock and awe at a couple of the calls here early.
I tell you what, when somebody does take a charge, you're probably going to have to peel them off the bleachers.
Let's take a look at that. Yeah, boy. There are some in attendance here today who might have gone with a charge. And what's the saying? The ball doesn't lie?
It doesn't normally.
Okay. Cox missing on that attempt. On the season, 2 of 4 from the line coming into today. And left that one woefully short. Rebound by Zach.
Rhythm 3 from Josh Cottrell.
Would not fall. Here come the Patriots on the move. Gaither hesitates, drives, and again would not go that time, but the tip will drop. Give that one to Ochan. And that makes it 23-15.
Native of Eagle Lake, Minnesota.
He has come a fur piece to matriculate at Francis Marion.
Francis Marion found 23, Ruhana Ochan. That's his second.
He prepped at East Mankato.
I was going to guess that.
Darnell gets a breather. Inbound comes to McHale. In between the circles. Shot clock at 12. Inside 8 minutes to go here until the half. Boy, that was a dangerous pass. McHale fakes, drives. The pass intended for Caleb Malden, knocked out of bounds.
2-3 zone look on the sideline out defense, and we got a paint touch there, but did not see two open shooters on the outside, so Just struggling to find our sorts here offensively in the first half.
An official timeout with 7:46 to go as we go to break. A look at that last effort. Nicely done along the baseline. This is the Nighthawk Sports Network.
The human body is like any high-performance machine. As the miles add up, parts wear out. That's where pain begins. And here's where it ends. Where top orthopedic surgeons use breakthrough techniques to reduce recovery times and relieve pain for good. Feel like new again for miles to come at the region's only dedicated joint care center, Northeast Georgia Medical Center.
Shop, play, and stay in Dahlonega, the heart of the North Georgia mountains.
So that we can make sure that we take care of all our Federal Communication Commission obligations, let's take a station ID. This is the Nighthawk Sports Network. And our thanks to Glory Sports, 97.5. Now they're home on the FM dial.
Who's out of bounds?
And Eagle Eye.
I got 4 of them.
Whew.
2 of them should work.
23-15, Patriots. The lead and the ball. Clock rolls, 7:37 remaining in the first half. This, the 4th Peach Belt Conference game for both squads. Gaither, goodness.
You would say that that's a tough 2, but, coming from somebody that can score it at the clip he does, you just kind of say that's a normal 2 for him.
I nearly thought that he might have shuffled his feet before going up for that last one.
Yeah, when he caught it out here near the logo.
That was wishful thinking that we could find something to slow him down. He has certainly held up his end of the scoring bargain for the Patriots.
Oh, we missed a Chase Roach there rolling to the middle, screen the screener.
Cottrell to Bethea, back to Josh. Around the horn they go. Left-handed hook shot for Champion. My goodness.
Thought his feet got a little happy there, but was able to finish over his right shoulder, left hand. 2-on-2, attack to the rim. Attaboy.
Shot high off the glass, wouldn't go.
Yeah.
Patriots the other way.
Good transition defense by Francis Marion.
Patriots led by as many as 10 a moment ago. Goodness gracious. Now you can make it an 11-point advantage. 28-17.
Sure, Coach Evans not happy about that. 21.7 points a game, hands down on defense, just letting his eyes stay on the rim. There's really no such thing as a three-point line in college, because if you're a shooter, you can shoot it from toes on the line or definitely further out. And we got to assume that those guys can score from 22, 23, 24 feet.
Nice effort by Champion to tip in the miss from Roach. And it's 28-19. And to your point, I agree entirely.
Yeah, there's no such thing as lines.
Very tentative there was Ochan. Back into the hands of Redparth. Shot clock at 5.
Good
4.
defense by McHale.
And taken away. Nice defense by the Nighthawks. Phillips feeds Bethea. Now Champion. Around to Cottrell in the corner. Holding high, Billups. Oh, beautiful fake. The shot just would not drop for Champion.
Did he get fouled?
And they evidently have sent him to the line.
At the line for 2 shots, Frank Champion.
It was amazing body control.
Oh, yeah. You'd think that his action looked like he was coming to this side of the rim, but he just stopped and went back and finished ball side.
Schubert back in, as is Snyers for North Georgia. Billups and Bethea getting a breather. Second one for Champion. Up and would not drop. A little bit hard. They're going to give Roach a foul over the top.
Probably not enough contact there for a foul, but Chase should learn that there's just the optics part of it. So he's second man up the lane, going over 2 defensive rebounders and trying to push even if he did not foul, that ball's just going to be pushed out of bounds on the baseline, their ball anyway. So,
and that one bounced as high off the rim as any I've ever seen. A miss by Dawson and a travel.
Ooh.
Will send it back the other way.
It looked rough there. Change of direction, quick change of direction by Cody, and just seems like he lost his footing there.
Pass in the lane, ball knocked free, but right into the hands.
Good timeout here. That's just like the third bad break that we've had. Good job by Coach here just to change the momentum.
And give that basket to Edmondson. And we will keep it right here with 4:49 to go in the first half. 30-19. This equals the largest lead of the ball game. And it just seems like there haven't been too many opportunities for the Nighthawks to get back-to-back baskets here in the first half.
Yeah, and in order to do that, you got to get back-to-back stops. And back-to-back stops include not letting the team get to the free throw line, make or miss. A lot of times in a box score, you see a missed free throw could be a stop, as it's an empty possession. But it's in order to generate offensive flow, you got to get stops that where the ball doesn't go dead, and you can kind of get that rhythm going. But Francis Marion's done a good job of mixing ball pressure and man, throwing a little bit of zone at us, and then offensively getting to the free throw line. So those are 3 components that do not allude to good offensive flow for the Nighthawks.
Snyers to Schubert, 3 off the mark, rebound taken by Edmondson for the Patriots. 4:30 to go in the first half of play. Gaither, who leads the way with 13 thus far for Francis Marion. Puts up a shot, contested, and still hits it.
Gracious. Comes off his hand a little odd, too.
Yep.
It's like he's got that elbow out, hand kind of in the middle of the basketball, a little bit of a sidewinder, but
yep.
We don't, just like in golf, you don't draw pictures of how it happened, but it goes in for him.
Edmondson with another rebound. Inside 4 minutes to go here in half number 1. 32-19, and you got that one right on the money. Time for an official break in the action. And we will take it. Francis Marion on top. Their largest lead of the day, 32-19. This is the Nighthawk Sports Network. Back we are high atop the concourse level here at the Convocation Center in Dahlonega. And Francis Marion getting a strong first half performance from Langston Gaither, already well on his way to surpassing his season's average on the afternoon. He's got 15, and we've still got the better part of 4 minutes left until halftime. North Georgia with possession. Oh, and finally, with a bit of emotion.
There we go.
Mr. Zach Brown on the baseline slam dunk. 32-21. Patriots the lead and the ball. Shot clock at 9. The floater off the glass wouldn't go. Rebound snared by Hardy. Nighthawks see if they can put together back-to-back baskets. Schubert drives underneath. On the wing, the drive, the floater from 10 feet is good. There you go.
To your point, Craig, back-to-back baskets are sandwiched around a inflow of the game stop. The ball doesn't go dead. So now, if we want to piece together a run, now we need another stop with no whistle. That's good defense. That's great defense.
And beautifully done. Jump ball. Let's take a look at that last effort by Zach Brown. Beautiful feed. Nicely done, Mr. Brown.
Against the zone, which we expected every out of timeouts. They've shown zone. He found his spot into that short corner. Tailbone on the baseline and just came and rocked the rim.
Wide open shot missed by Ochan. Here come the Nighthawks. Trailing by 9. 2 minutes, 22 seconds to go here in the first. Beautiful feed to Zach, and he converts.
That's use of his eyes there by Cody Schubert there, kind of like Mikhail Bethea did earlier. Look where you think you're going to pass and dump it off. That's really, really good basketball.
A 6-0 run now by the Nighthawks to tighten things up. They're back within 7 here with 2:17 to go. A look at that last possession and nearly a no-look pass.
Yeah, Malik was in the corner, and everybody thought that that's where the ball was going to go, and that's where Cody's eyes went, but then he just left it for, I believe it was Zach that scored on the catch and finished there. But what's happening here is that there's a little bit more flow out of since the timeout called by Coach Evans down 32-19. That 6-0 run has had some flow for us. Has only been stopped once with a whistle. And so the more that we can string together stops, to your point earlier, with clean offense, the better. Yep. And our offense has been cleaner. It's just because this is a game of synergy and flow, and we've seemed to find some here in the last 2 or 3 minutes.
Patriots have possession. Alex Cox away into the hands of Redparth. He'll drive, off-balance shot will go. And that makes it 34-25. Inside 2 minutes to play here in Dahlonega. Champion makes the fake one, dribbling away to Brown. Now Snyers. Darnell to Champion. Shot clock at 12. Darnell drives, lost the handle on the way up. Ooh. He would have had a great look at the layup.
Good, like a mouse right there, just fitting through a tight gap, and just kind of shook, created just enough window to slide through there, but the Patriots were able to kind of keep the possession, quote-unquote, alive by sticking a hand in, and the defensive possession alive for them. So baseline out. Let's see if we can get a clean look here. Only 8 seconds left on the shot clock.
Darnell on the baseline, bounce pass to Champion, taken away right out of his hands, and here come the Patriots. Cox to Gaither, now a long three from Dawson, wouldn't go. Rebound inside by Champion. Schubert brings it up, drives into the lane, the floater up, and would not fall. Had a good idea, but it just would not drop. The left-handed three from Redparth. And Holden says if Langston can get his points, He's going to get some of his own. Now 8 on the afternoon for Holden Redparth.
Nice 1-2 combo punch there.
37-25, back to a 12-point lead. Beautiful drive in the left-handed lay-in by Zach Brown.
Yep. And see, that came after a ball reversal. The 2 possessions before that were just bring it up the floor, stay same side, attack the rim. I think the ball's got to change floor side to side just to stretch their pressure out a little bit.
In the paint, that shot would not go. Rebound by the fingertips to Frank Champion. Snyers to Schubert. Can hold for the last shot of the first half. Now 9 seconds. Schubert guarded by Cox with 6, 5, 4. Schubert at the line in the paint, and a travel turns it over with 1.3.
Substitution for Francis Marion, checking back in the game. Number 32, Jamal Edmondson.
Edmondson back in for the Patriots, giving a breather to Uwana Ochan, and that'll be your first half of play. That ball just tipped the underside of the net.
But he traveled before he shot it.
Francis Marion with an advantage, 37-27 at the break. We'll take a timeout and be back with a halftime report. This is the Nighthawk Sports Network.
Joyride beads. I hear if you run long enough, you get something called a runner's high, which sounds like something I really enjoy. Let's do this. Okay, so far so good. Mama Lake? What? Still no high though. Hi. Hey. Oh my God, there it was. My first runner's high. Well, better quit while I'm ahead. All right, I'm good.
What is the Golden Eagle Band? Established in 1873, we are the oldest organization on campus. Excellence in music is our passion. Our spirit of brotherhood provides friendships that last a lifetime. We compete and perform just for fun. Join the tradition.
At the half, Francis Marion with a 10-point advantage, 37-27. Alongside Lee Glenn, Craig Corbin, and the Nighthawk Sports Network team. And for the Patriots, Langston Gaither leading the way with 15 in the first half of play. And on a couple of occasions, we saw him wisely use the basket, the rim, to shield the defender very successfully. But then, beyond the arc and with a defender in his face, without question, he is a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, he's made the only 3 that he's taken, so that forces teams to kind of honor the jump shot a little bit more. He's 6 of 8 from the floor. So those other 7 shots of 2 have come really around the rim, and to your point, he does a great job of kind of using the backboard and the rim as a way to protect himself. But he's a grown man. He can play through contact and is not afraid to take shots of importance. That's a characteristic that you find with a lot of high volume scorers. Is he is not afraid to kind of go at it and take charge with the ball in his hand. When he's twice ended kind of the flow of a run for North Georgia with a basket, and then his sidekick also scoring 21.7, pulled up and made that left-handed 3 here. So those guys have no issue in being responsible for the Yeoman's part of the Patriots' offense.
Right. We look at the Nighthawks thus far in the ball game, and it's Frank Champion with 7 points to lead the way for North Georgia. 6 for Zach Brown, 5 in the first half for Malik Hardy, 4 for Darnell Snyers, 3 points for Mr. Schubert, and Case Roach with 2 points. Your thoughts about the one run, a little surge that the Nighthawks made late in the first half, put together consecutive baskets, a 6-0 run there that really changed the momentum, it seemed, for UNG. Is that something they can latch on to and build in the second half?
Perhaps. I think a lot of that credit goes to Francis Marion for kind of keep throwing curveballs at us. Just defensively, it's a different look. It's pressure. It's zone. It's and they've done a good job of kind of taking us out of rhythm. But to your question there, that was out of a called timeout by Coach Evans. We were down 32-19. We came out and scored the next 6 points, but the ball never really stopped. So the game has been disjointed as it relates to kind of just the flow of the game. And so when you can get up and down a couple times consecutively, but I think one thing that we got to do a little bit better job of is stringing together stops, regardless if the clock is going to stop or not, if there'll be a foul or the ball goes out of bounds. It's like we can get 1, maybe 2, but then one of these 2 gentlemen kind of takes it upon themselves to go create instant, easy offense,
right.
And that's a little discouraging, So like you can scheme all you want defensively and take away what you know is coming, but when it's talent that's holding the ball, talent just can score based on talent, and I think that's kind of where some of the just wow, I don't know how we kind of slow this up comes from.
We will take a break. When we come back, look a little bit further at the box score from the first half of play. It's Francis Marion by 10. Stay with us. This is the Nighthawk Sports Network.
I look at the camera, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I wear my mask to be there for my residents.
I wear my mask so we can stay on campus.
I wear my mask because I know that other people might be more vulnerable to the virus, and I want to make sure that I protect others and keep everyone safe.
I wear my mask to protect all the dads out there. I know personally how it feels to lose someone very close to me due to the coronavirus, and if there are steps that we can take to protect the ones that we love, we should do it.
Do I just do it now? Okay, I wear my mask to keep others safe.
I wear my mask because I care about our community.
I choose to wear my mask because it's such a simple thing for me to do that I can love not only on my friends and my family, but just people I see in the grocery store and in the street.
I wear my mask so I can see my sisters on campus and we can have fundraising events.
I wear my mask to love my neighbor and protect others.
I wear my mask.
I wear my mask.
I wear my mask.
I wear my mask.
I wear my mask. I wear my mask.
I wear a mask because I want to keep others safe.
Hi, I'm Sonia McLean, broker of Red Rooster Realty. Come check out our new location. It's this old farmhouse built in the 1930s that we were able to preserve and yet still turn it into our new office. We are a full-service real estate company. We work with buyers and sellers and would love to speak with you if you are in the market. Our new location is 80 Bell Street, Hiawassee, Georgia, or you can give us a call at 706-896-1225. We look forward to speaking with you.
The road to national championships runs through NCAA.com, and whether you follow one college team or all of them, it's never been easier to get the content you want with NCAA.com, the home of college sports.
And back we are at the half. North Georgia and Francis Marion doing battle here at the Convocation Center, and there were a number of frustrating possessions, I felt, in the first half for North Georgia, where there didn't seem to be flow. You made mention of the fact that the style defensively that Francis Marion employs really was extremely frustrating, and I think that Coach Evans would agree.
Yeah, and we've kind of had a couple not up-to-speed games the last two, and so those misfortunes tend to get magnified. A lot of times you can do really, really good things and then just not get a good result, and it's just, your fuse is shorter, right? And so I think that we're defending well, but what we're going to find for the next 20 minutes and really for the remainder of the Peach Belt Conference season is that we're going to have to defend dudes that can go get scores. So it's not we just take away a scheme. It's like NFL football, right? So even if you know what play is coming, when you've got Tom Brady throwing to Antonio Brown, and that may not be the best characterization, but dudes can just make plays. And we're seeing two dudes just make plays right now.
Yeah.
And it can be discouraging. But I tell you what you got to do is feed off your own energy. This is a great environment for COVID basketball, right? And we got the pep band, we've got near capacity, 10% we're allowing in, so there's almost 300 people out there. There are 300 people here in the building today, and so it's just a matter of keeping your chin up. And I'm not talking about when the ball's live, seeing your teammates. I'm just talking when you get one of those perceived bad breaks, wipe it off, flush it, chin up, next play.
There you go. Let's take a look at some of the stats from the first half of today's ball game between North Georgia and Francis Marion. From the floor, 11 of 27 for the Nighthawks, and just a tad below 50% for Francis Marion at 15 of 32. Beyond the arc, 5 of 10 for the Patriots. North Georgia still has not scratched, 0 of 10 at the line, 5 of 7 for the Nighthawks, 2 of 5 for Francis Marion. 9 turnovers thus far for North Georgia. Let's take a timeout. When we come back, more. This is the Nighthawk Sports Network.
What do I do when my love is away? Does it worry you to be alone? How do I feel at the end of the day? Are you sad cause you're on your own? I can't find a little help from my friends. So I'm gonna try a little help from my friends.
Can you stop copying me?
When you're facing cancer, you want a winning team on your side. or even better, 2. That's why Northeast Georgia Medical Center is now an affiliate of the Winship Cancer Institute of Emory University. A new collaboration that gives you access to more treatment options and promising clinical trials. All at convenient locations that keep you safe and close to home. Northeast Georgia Medical Center, now an affiliate of Winship at Emory. More voices, more victories.
The teams are back on the hardwood, warming up and getting ready for the final 20 minutes of this Peach Belt Conference affair. North Georgia looking to even their record 2-2. And I'll be
both teams, right? So whoever wins
both 1 and 2
is going to be 2-2, 2-2, and they leave. And I think going to be right on the threshold. It's way too early to start having, as we talked about in the pregame, that kind of where's the line? I think that the line is going to be the teams that can play 11 games and can complete the minimum to play, and win enough and protect their home court enough. So it's going to be interesting with these two teams. I think Francis Marion has played great. I don't think North Georgia is playing bad. I just think that the Patriots have the pirate mentality, so we're going to just we're going to leave our boat, go take stuff off of yours.
Right.
And they're doing it well, and we just need to respond here. White uniforms just need to respond just a little bit here in the final 20.
I'm curious. We talked about the fact that the league will only have 4 teams in both the women's tournament and the men's tournament. Does that change the mentality from a coaching standpoint as you go through the season? I would think that logically it would not change how you approach a game because you want to win every time you go out, but it does magnify the importance of each and every game.
That's a good point. Initially, no, because you coaches are still in just put out fire mode. We're still trying to get your team to play the way you want to see them play. Because normally, as we mentioned earlier, you'd handle that in a non-conference segment. I think here in the next week or two, when things start to when the dust starts to settle and teams really are comfortable with their identity and know their rotations, we're going to kind of keep an eye on where that line is. And we're gonna, and I think the team that takes on the pirate mentality the most is once they figured out what their identity is really going to kind of position themselves to be in that Final Four.
Good point. Second half has begun, and the Nighthawks have possession. It's a 10-point ball game here in Dahlonega. Brown in between the circles. Now Cottrell feeds Champion, double-teamed immediately, still gets the shot away. It's good, and the foul.
It's just an all-around great possession there because, the tough angle entry pass by Josh, it was able to get it to Frank. And then when he got it, you can notice on the replay there, he gathered himself, and Francis Marion's help came really early, so the guy came off the tape and got outside the paint to help. But Frank was able to play through the contact of the helper. And, now we started the game with a 3-0 burst with an and one old-fashioned three-point play, and it didn't pan out for us in the first half. Let's see if in the second half here an and one start gives us a little bit of that momentum that we're looking for.
My question, as we see the three-point shot no good from Cox, does Champion look to you or play like a freshman?
No, there's a reason that he's on the floor here in conference game number 3.
Champion from the foul line would not go. He just has a confidence for a young player that is atypical.
Yeah, wouldn't at any level, you wouldn't be recruited if you didn't have the talent. And the two things that have to come normally before freshmen take on a little bit more of a deeper role are experience, which that's just your clock ticking a little bit, and confidence. And as you mentioned, he has that confidence.
Whistle on the drive. That's going to be on Brown. Coach Edwards has gotten in quite a bit of stretching along the sideline. Got a little yoga thing going periodically.
I love it. I love to see
it's laid
coaches
back.
that to be honest with you, and I'm not just, way back when NFL football coaches wore suits and ties,
Yeah,
right? And now it's just a pullover.
Yes.
And basketball coaches now have gone to just more of a sweats kind of setup. Well, why not?
Exactly.
Why not? And he's got his sweat look on, and he is just casual, but he's got his emotion on his sleeve.
Absolutely.
He's coaching his guys.
Big three from Schubert. 39-33, a 6-point ball game.
Missed three by Francis Marion there. Luckily, they're going to travel.
Woo!
But it's like those offense. Can't give them two looks at the basket.
Little tidbit regarding Coach Edwards.
What you got?
He was at the helm of the program at what was known as Atlantic Christian College.
I have coached against Atlanta Christian College a few times before they changed their name to Point University.
And now Barton.
Oh, okay. No, we're talking about a different. You're talking about Atlantic.
Atlantic in Wilson.
Atlanta Christian College.
Right.
Which used to be, which is now Point University.
Yep. And, of course, Coach Edwards, Associate AD for Internal Operations there at Francis Marion. But years ago, back in the day, when he was at Atlantic Christian in Wilson, North Carolina, that's where yours truly got his collegiate television career start.
Did you really?
The Carolinas Conference TV Game of the Week.
Was it in Wilson?
Wilson, North Carolina.
Barton, which is what they're now, Barton Bulldogs, I believe.
Yeah.
Added football?
Yes. Love it.
Yeah. Would you have ever, back when you were doing that TV game, we won't say how many years ago, would you have ever guessed that there'd be football played on that campus?
Not a chance in the world. A beautiful, very intimate basketball facility. Nice feed to Brown. Could not control it. Tried to get it back to Champion, and a little frustration there by Frank with the foul.
Foul's called on North Georgia's number 23, Frank Champion. That's his first.
Cody did a good job of, again, shaking and getting into the lane. Really fit that. I don't know that Zach was expecting that bounce pass. Kind of felt through it made it through the gap, and it was a great high-end pass. I wonder if we can just kind of string together a bunch of simples instead of the great.
10-point advantage for the Patriots. 16:50 to go in the ball game.
Foul's called on number 15, Brett Billups. That's his second, team fourth.
That's going to be on Billups.
Back to our earlier point about coaches and uniforms and sideline attire.
Gaither, no good.
There.
Yep.
Why do baseball coaches wear a uniform?
It's the only sport where that's the case.
Do you know why? Because I don't. So I'm not. This is not a quiz.
No, my guess is it would go back to the time where you had player coaches, player managers. That's my guess.
You don't think that it has anything to do with the fact that they're probably the only sport that are physically on the field of play?
Okay, I'll give you that. Yeah, it's possible.
Yeah.
It's possible. We're going to have to define that. Boy, that was a nice feed, but Frank could not corral it. Here come the Patriots.
Posts are normally expecting a bounce pass there.
Yeah.
A little bit of a kind of shovel pass.
Redparth, goodness gracious.
Hold on, Redparth to 3.
Oh, man.
3 of 5 from beyond the arc.
Talent
is Redparth.
Over.
Yep. That was an effortless 3, well beyond the arc.
Play a little 2-3 zone just to keep our offensive flow at bay.
Hardy from 15 feet. And that breaks a 7-0 surge by Francis Marion.
That's not a foul, but we will take it. That's just physical post play in the paint, but we will take it. It's going to send us to a media, I believe.
And we will take it as well. 46-35 your score as we go to break. A look at that last effort. And nicely done by Hardy. This is the Nighthawk Sports Network.
Before the house, before the office, the late nights and new bosses. Before the last hugs, the wins and the losses. Before building the team, before building yourself. The rise and grinds, all day, every days. Before the letter, before the dream, there was a kid who loved to play. If you have the talent and dedication to succeed in school and in sports, we'll provide the opportunity.
The human body is like any high-performance machine. As the miles add up, parts wear out. That's where pain begins. And here's where it ends. Where top orthopedic surgeons use breakthrough techniques to reduce recovery times and relieve pain for good. Feel like new again for miles to come at the region's only dedicated joint care center, Northeast Georgia Medical Center.
And back we are courtside, or rather, it's not courtside. We're on the concourse.
Yeah.
It's 46-35.
Do you like it better up here or down at the table?
I love the perspective from up here because you see things develop much more easily. Now, I do like the excitement of being on the court because you are right in the thick of things.
You get a better feel for the game.
Absolutely.
Although I think that I like down here better. I'm sorry, I like up here in terms of doing my job. I like feeling the game a little bit more courtside.
Play has resumed. Roach in the corner, three would not fall. The tip follow, though, is good, and give that to Greg Billups Jr.
Billups did a good job of sneaking under a missed box out, and that's a hard shot to tip back. Layups around the rim are easier to tip back, but a missed three, you don't know which way it's going to carry them. So that's a good job by Billups.
That one no good. Rebound Roach. Here come the Nighthawks. Roach finally gets it up with the left hand to Hardy. Malik guarded by Cox. Inside 15 minutes to go in the ball game. Ball knocked free, and right back it goes to Hardy, and he's fouled.
Another one of those situations where we're trying to fit a pass through a space that's not there. I think we just need to think a little bit simpler. And you're going to see here on the replay, a corner three slides under the missed box out and was able to tip that in with his right hand.
And while we've got Malik Hardy at the line, want to recognize the third member of our crew here today, Mr. Griffin Harper, who served as the guest public address announcer for the starting lineups this afternoon. And Griffin, super job with the lineups.
Thank you.
Nicely done.
Appreciated that.
Be honest with you. Were you a little nervous?
Oh, I was definitely nervous. This is definitely the biggest time. This is definitely the biggest I've ever announced. So.
Well, we saw your talents at White County Middle School, and this stage, my friend, is not too big for you.
Oh, yes, sir. Thank you.
A job well done. Francis Marion. The lead is 7. That shot from Redparth, no good. Rebound into the hands of Roach. Here comes Schubert bringing it up against Redparth. Now Billups. Chance to make this a 4-point ball game. And goodness gracious, standing on the sideline was Malik Hardy.
Like the third time we've lost situational awareness of where we're at on the court.
It's unusual to have even one.
Yeah. Especially, and it's just that's that kind of exasperated mistake there, right? It's like that we've got it down to 7 now. Got some flow going. That would have been a good possession for us to see what happens on offense.
2 near steals. Shot clock at 10 as we approach the 14-minute mark in the second half. Redparth, hop, skip, and a jump, no good.
Push in the back.
Shot would not go, and a rebound snared by Brown. Here come the Nighthawks, chance to make this a 4-point ball game. 13:45 to go here in the second half. Schubert will set it up.
Good job being simple there. We didn't have to make the great play, just a lot of good simple here.
Around the horn they go. Shot clock at 12. Schubert in between the circles, works on Cox, fakes, drives the lane. The shot is up and good.
That's a heck of a play to stay with it there. Then he kind of lost it on his first attempt to get to the rim, gathered it, and was able to get it up. I think a lot of people are feeding off the defensive energy that White is giving here in the on ball. Our defensive just intensity is better, but it's just things like that kind of are killing our flow. Is just that when players rise up and shoot jump shots over sound defense, but still got this thing to 8 at this point.
And that was an 8-0 run by the Nighthawks. Ball off the fingertips and out of bounds. 12:53 to go here in the ball game. Well, as we have a chance to catch our breath here, Griffin, your thoughts about today's ball game?
There's been a lot of things going wrong for the Nighthawks, but I say Gaither has been the most lethal part. He's been a big factor for the Patriots, and it's just been his game. It's been his court, and it's definitely been his day.
That's a very appropriate and descriptive. Lethal.
And I wish that kind of everybody in the gym could hear that assessment, not just the people on TV and stream and radio, is because you take a little bit of ownership, right? So you said that Gaither's kind of come in and made the gym his, and that's what you got to do to get road wins. But I think the Nighthawks need to start taking that a little bit more personal.
12-12 to go in the ball game. It's a 10-point lead for the Patriots. Gaither in between the circles, loosely guarded by Roach, picks up the dribble, and away goes to Ochan. Back to Gaither, 15 on the shot clock. Drives toward the key. Oh, goodness gracious. That looked as though there was a forearm push-off. So let's take a timeout. 11:55 to go. Your score, Francis Marion 51, North Georgia 41. This is the Nighthawk Sports Network.
Someone here at Circus Burger has been talking to the press, telling them that chicken is better than burgers. And I want to know who it is. Is it you, Bill?
No, sir.
Diane?
Wasn't me.
I know it wasn't Steve. He just started. You're doing a great job here, Steve.
Yeah.
I'm not big on pointing fingers, but it was definitely Bill.
Whoa, it could literally be any one of us.
Somebody did it, and I'm going to find out who.
What is going on here?
Bandit 3, this is Fox 2-3. Can you see that contact to our front? Man, it's Fox 2-3 out. Mark him with tracer fire.
There are those who choose a different path in life. A path of selflessness, of service. A path that leads to freedom. Do you have what it takes? Find out at goarmy.com/warriors.
And back we are. Lee Glenn, Griffin Harper, Craig Corbin. Hey, Griffin, you've obviously had a lot of fun here today. If you had to pick one part of it, what would be the best part of your day so far?
Well, for one, the restrooms are really clean.
I like it. Hey.
But I have to say the experience.
Right.
Mr. Jim, he's been a great help to me, and this is a whole nother level.
Out of curiosity, when did you first begin to think that having an interest in public address announcing, in broadcasting in general, would be of interest to you?
I was about 3 years old, and I just fell in love with football, baseball, basketball, all sports. And one of the first Christmas presents I remember was a ESPN speaker box.
I love it.
And I just waking up every morning and getting excited to watch College Game Day. I mean, that's where it all began, and then it just...
Have you learned anything or put anything in your arsenal that you're going to take back to White County Middle School next time, or White County High School, or however your career progresses? Have you put any new tools in your kit?
Definitely some bigger words and some more projection, more
enunciation. Yeah. Voice inflection. Yeah, that's what you have that is the best first step is the passion for what you're doing here. The passion to tell a story, and so it's your voice that is telling the action to both the people here that are sitting in the arena, as well as the people that are watching on television or the people that are listening on the radio. So just having a desire to want to tell the story is a really big first step.
Yes, sir. I've always loved it, and I will always love it, and I will continue to do it as long as people will allow me to do it.
Craig can tell you, there is a need in this market.
Absolutely. And the fact that you have developed this interest at the age that you have is key, because a lot of people never figure out what they want to do until a lot later in life. Now, you mentioned all the sports that you follow. If you had to pick one, what's your most favorite? No, the bank is open.
Have to be college football.
Okay.
Just the atmosphere. I'm a Georgia Tech fan.
Oh.
So yeah. You've got to love them to go to that game.
That's the line of the day right there.
That is a great point, sir. Are you a Waffle House fan, because that's kind of like the new brand?
I mean, I like their waffles.
That's about all the Yellow Jackets got going for them right now. But we'll save that discussion for another day. Your candor and your honesty and your unabided interest in being a Yellow Jacket is honorable. Next time when you get over there, back on the public address mic, you should tell Mr. Jim that you are a Tech fan. He will appreciate that.
Yes,
very
sir.
much so.
I think the only thing that matters now is being a Nighthawk fan. So.
That's right.
Yeah, Mr. Jim has done a wonderful job over there today. Heard a conversation that he had as we see a slam by Cox. And the Patriots have spread this back out to a 14-point advantage.
Patriots are Pirates. It's like they've done exactly what you have to do on the road, is bring your own energy and play hard defensively.
Roach unable to corral that, goes out of bounds and over to Francis Marion. Checking in for the Nighthawks, Hardy and Brown and Schubert. 9:22 to go here in the second half. Gaither and Cox. And as we were chatting a moment ago, the man that very aptly described by Griffin as being lethal added to his point total. Now 25 for Gaither.
Right there. That's back to the point we were making earlier. It's like we just can't catch a break. So that ball gets loose. It's like a turnover pass that bounces off of his leg, and it's just free in the paint, and they somehow secure it and are able to get to the rim and get fouled. So you just got to keep trying to earn the breaks and hope that the breaks are going to fall your way. But you've got a very well-contested team today in Francis Marion. They came to play and are doing a really good job of doing what road teams have to do.
First one by Ochan, good. The second one as well. And that makes it the largest lead of the day for Francis Marion. 62-46. Just inside 9 minutes remaining here in the ball game. Schubert gets it back, picks up his dribble over to Hardy. Malik makes the fake.
The 2-3 zone just has us out of sorts. We can't get the ball to move. It sticks too much.
Beautiful drive by Darnell, and the tip in to Champion.
$30 seconds away from or getting close to the next media timeout. We just need to kind of get to this media timeout with a little bit of momentum, knowing that down 14 at this point, you're not going to get them all back at the same time. We just got to kind of take our time.
There had to be a travel in there. Let's take a look at that, last effort.
Zone offense, and it was a missed layup by Darnell Snyers, but Champion kind of sprinted in and got to the other side of the rim and was able to get the tip in.
That last possession by Francis Marion was sort of in slow motion as Redparth was going to the floor, and I knew there was a travel in there somewhere.
And a foul probably, and a lot of contact, and a busted nose. But you know what? I think that's conference basketball.
Yeah.
And bad things happen when the ball doesn't reverse or change sides, and that was a one-sided possession for the Patriots.
Yeah, I tell you what, we talk about how Gaither has been, like I said, lethal for the Patriots. But if you think about it, Champion has been as much of a factor for the Nighthawks. I mean, just putting up as many points as he can.
That's a good point. And do you think he plays like a freshman?
He definitely doesn't play like a freshman.
Yeah.
Definitely. He plays better than his age. He is wise beyond his years.
Beautiful steal by Schubert. Might have been contact. Hardy drives in.
Oh, that was a lot of action.
I think
there.
somebody, and that's the technical on Cox. Let's take a timeout. 7:46. Well, actually, are they going to have the foul shot before?
I think you got to execute the technical piece of it. Nope. Regardless, the technical was for communication after the block shot.
Taunting by Cox, and they will wait until after
it's a good idea.
The timeout.
Kind of settle the motion of the building.
7:46 to go, 62-50. Thank you so much, Griffin, for being with us.
Thank you.
This is the Nighthawk Sports Network.
Thank you for having me.
What do I do when my love is away? Does it worry you to be alone? How do I feel at the end of the day? Are you sad cause you're on your own? I can't find a little help from my friends. So I'm gonna try a little help from my friends.
The UNG Bookstore is the one-stop shop where students can get anything they need for the classroom and fans can find everything they need to support the Nighthawks, from shirts and jackets to car decals and tailgating chairs. Gear up at the Nighthawks desk with officially licensed UNG merchandise. Be sure to shop in store to find the item of the week. Visit our stores in Dahlonega, Gainesville, Oconee, and Cumming, or check us out online at ungbookstore.com. The UNG Bookstore is a proud sponsor of North Georgia Athletics.
Back we are with 7:46 to go. A look at the numbers, and boy, there's one particular entry that's not very positive. 16 turnovers for the Nighthawks.
Yeah, we've been turning it over somewhere between 15 and 19 times a game, but we still got 8 minutes to go in this one. And I think a lot of that credit goes to Francis Marion's defense. Number one, a lot of heavy ball pressure when they're in man, and then when they're not in man, their zone defense is kind of just taking away our rhythm. And those have been self-inflicted turnovers. So, but here, the last 2 or 3 minutes right before that media timeout, we got what we were urging. And that's a little bit of that momentum. So we're going to shoot free throws now. And then it should have been point of interruption. Was there a foul on the shot? Or are we in possession? So we're going to shoot two and get it back?
In possession. Schubert, good. I don't believe that it was called on the shot. I think it was after.
Okay.
Oh, goodness. That took the scenic route. But he got them both. Back to a 10-point deficit.
Yeah, we would shoot free throws here had there been a foul on the shot. So there wasn't. So it's just point of interruption. Possession back to North Georgia. So get this thing back down to single digits here.
Lob comes in to Schubert. 7:41 and counting to play. Pass to Schubert, drives, hesitates, in the corner, 3, up, good! Give it to Malik Hardy.
Nice poise by Cody there, cut off the baseline, waited till Malik populated that bottom corner. You always want people in the bottom corners when dribble penetration happens, and he just showed a lot of poise and was able to hit him in stride for a rhythm 3.
At the other end, a miss from beyond the arc. Chance to cut even more out of that deficit. The drive by Schubert. Shot blocked. Right back to him. Up and in.
Love the energy that Cody is bringing to the game right now. Had the shot blocked, but stayed with the play. Didn't just drop his chin. That's something that we mentioned in the halftime report. When you don't have things go your way, that the head's just got to stay up and think next play mentality, and he did that in the middle of a play.
The junior from Maiden, North Carolina, down low, though, give the basket to number 30, Anderson, and that breaks an 11-0 run. Ball free. Schubert gets it in the corner. 6:16 to go. Brown with 5. Tried to get it to Malik Hardy, but out of bounds. And let's take a look at that last 3 from the corner. Boy, that was a beautiful shot by Malik.
Good delivery by Mr. Schubert. Unfortunate possession there. Again, the shot clock got really skinny on us, and we tried to make a great play, tight quarters pass there.
Nighthawks had cut it to 5 at 62-57. Let's take a media timeout. 5:55 exactly on the clock. It's 64-57 in favor of Francis Marion. Back in a moment. This is the Nighthawk Sports Network.
Before the house, before the office, the late nights and new bosses. Before the last hugs, the wins and the losses. Before building the team, before building yourself. The rise and grinds, all day, every days. Before the letter, before the dream, there was a kid who loved to play. If you have the talent and dedication to succeed in school and in sports, we'll provide the opportunity.
The human body is like any high-performance machine. As the miles add up, parts wear out. That's where pain begins. And here's where it ends. Where top orthopedic surgeons use breakthrough techniques to reduce recovery times and relieve pain for good. Feel like new again for miles to come at the region's only dedicated joint care center, Northeast Georgia Medical Center.
Nighthawks making a bit of a run. A nice shot of the pep band. And a tip of the cap to what they bring to the experience.
Wow. It's second to none. And I'll tell you what, you know who enjoys them the most is our men and women student athletes.
Yep. That's awesome.
They're loud, right? And they are engaged and they are opinionated. But I think that that's a Division I Power 5 feel that they bring, and it's our student athletes that appreciate it the most.
And that's what you want to hear. Cox inbounds it to Anderson. Javon guarded by Schubert. Away to Cox. 10 to shoot. 5:45 to play. It's a 64-57 advantage. The drive, the shot blocked, but right back to Gaither. Redpath did not get it away. Nicely done, North Georgia.
That was I'm glad that thing had a postmark on it.
Yeah. Let's take a look. And boy, that one was
mailbox is empty.
Return to sender. Well done. 64-57. Brown. Now to Malik. Malik drives, turns, shoots, and would not go.
He's on front. That's his shot. That's going to go 9 times out of 10. Got to the front of the rim. He knows he's going to make that. Just make up for it here with a team stop. Help early.
Redpath used the shoulder to get some room. Nice rebound by Champion.
I thought he was behind the backboard when he shot that, and he's left-handed. So
that's impossible.
Schubert complicated the angle.
Schubert a little out of control as he let go of that one. 4 minutes, 44 seconds to go. What a steal by Billups. My goodness, up ahead to Hardy.
Got this thing, great pitch up there. Got this thing to 5. Energy in the gym is officially flipped.
Darius Dawson to Anderson. Can you get a stop right here? Gaither fakes, now puts it up from 15. No good, but an offensive board. Redparth will go to the line.
Good secondary help there by the Nighthawks. We gambled out on the perimeter, but we came early to help. And, back to that last offensive possession. On the floor, first to the floor always wins. Chin up there by Mr. Schubert. Catch and rhythm layup there by Malik. That's three great pieces there, unselfish pieces. Sacrifice the body to the floor, sacrifice the pass, pitch ahead, and then a nice finish by Malik.
At the line, Holden Redparth, Morgan County High School in Rockville, Maryland, suburb of our nation's capital. Very deliberate at the line. On the season, 87%.
Now, whatever he's doing or however long it takes, young man needs to keep doing it.
Yep.
It's fun to watch.
He plays with a lot of emotion. 4 minutes to go. 7-point ball game. Schubert now in the key. Pass down low and the basket.
That skip
to
pass
Zach
got
Brown.
Started, made the defense change sides, then a ball reversal, half ball reversal back to the top of the key, was able for us to crack the code defensively, but it was a great skip pass that got us going.
Can the Nighthawks get closer than the 5-point deficit they've been at on 2 occasions here in the second half?
Patriots running their flex offense.
Oh, Redparth has it taken away. The feed to Billups by Malik Hardy. 66-63, a one-possession game. 3 minutes, 3 seconds to go. The fake. And the shot would not fall for Dawson, but an offensive board to Redparth. And again, he goes to the line.
It's a shot you want to see him take.
Oh, my goodness.
To punctuate the stop with a defensive rebound. Can't let one of those guys get a second possession for him.
And let's take a look at that. Beautiful steal by Hardy in the feed to Billups. Timeout on the floor. 2:53 to go. It's a 3-point ball game. This is the Nighthawk Sports Network. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification right here on the Nighthawk Sports Network. The Nighthawks have made a surge down the stretch. They have made it a one-possession game, 3-point deficit, just less than 3 minutes to go. And Lee, you have to be enthused with the way they've responded down the stretch.
Yeah, 100%. It's like we just didn't quite have that fire for the first 30 minutes of the game, but then we responded as you anticipate a well-organized team to do, and this last 10 minutes, to be honest with you, has been really, really passionate and fun to watch basketball.
A 17-4 run over the last 6 minutes, 17 seconds. That's the way you make things interesting down the stretch. Redpath connecting on the first, flips it, shoots it, and hits the second.
And that foul came on the heels of a offensive rebound prior to the media timeout. That's just another one of those unfortunate breaks, but small, narrow window here that we're working in. We got to still be really efficient on every offensive possession and limit those empties.
Shot clock at 10, game clock at 2:30. Malik Hardy with 5, 4, and a foul called.
He got lucky there.
Yeah, just a little bit. 2:26 to go.
Definitely a foul. Not saying that the call was lucky, just we were out of sorts and shot clock had gotten down to 5. Man, that was just that they bailed us out and gave us the 20-second reset.
Inbound, the lob to Brown. Foul. That'll send him to the line with 2:24 to go.
Team 6th. At the line for 2 shots for the Nighthawks.
Zach will settle in.
One thing that Zach has improved is his free throw shooting. It used to be kind of a question mark, and a big that kind of touches it as much as he does close to the basket, you can anticipate is going to get fouled, and stepped up and just strike both of those.
Coming into today's game, 78% at the line.
Yeah.
It's a 3-point game, 68-65. Francis Marion the lead and the ball, 2:14 to play. Gaither drives on Brown, has it taken away, but right into the hands of his teammate. Redpath for 3, no good. Champion got a hand on it, tried to save it, and it belongs to North Georgia.
See, that was one of those breaks that finally went our way. Although they missed the shot, that was the tip away, and it's like we had the ball. So it's like so we reach in behind and they keep possession but miss the shot. And like early in the game, it was that we would kind of have our hands on it and it not go our way, and then they would just compound it with a make. And so it's good to see those kind of breaks just tilt just a tip or tilt more our way.
Brown lost it off his foot, out of bounds. Goodness.
Okay, chin up here. Go get us another stop. It's just a one-possession game.
1:48 to go. A 3-point ball game, 68-65. Edmondson brings it up. Or beg your pardon, Anderson. Guarded by Schubert. Stops, fakes. Now with 12 to shoot. It's in the hands of Gaither. Oh, a pass wide open down low and give the basket to Darius Dawson. Good vision by Gaither to see his teammate. We'll keep it right here. 70-65 your score. Francis Marion by 5. 1:16 to play. Each possession is golden.
That was a great job by Francis Marion there. We cut it down to a single possession. They chewed a good bit of clock. They ran their offense. Good hard flex cut. And then finally, about the 5th one that went through, we got loose on and gave them enough space to kind of catch and finish. So that was exactly what the Patriots needed there on that offensive end of the floor.
Next broadcast here on the Nighthawk Sports Network, coming up on the 27th of the month, as Georgia College comes calling.
But I will say, keep attentive to ungathletics.com because reschedules come at us
like wildfire.
Yeah, and so we still got 2 that we're looking at making up, 1 away, 1 home, both on the women's side. So although we're 11 days away from our next scheduled home game, that's a big window, and it wouldn't surprise me if a game got tucked in there.
We will keep everyone apprised.
ungathletics.com and all of our appropriate social media channels.
That is such a phenomenal effort, too, by the way. A tip of the hat to the staff for all of the effort required.
Yeah.
Super job.
Stay flexible.
Brown hands it to Schubert. Got to have a bucket here. Hardy drives, shoots, scores off the glass.
Told you next time he got to the front of the rim, he was going to finish. So this one needs to be a stop here.
Clock rolls, 54 seconds. 70-67. Gaither backs up. Snyers defends with 10, 9, 8. Down the lane. Blocked out of there by Zach Brown. Oh, they're going to call it basket interference. I don't think the basket got to the cylinder. I don't think the basketball made the cylinder. I think that was a clean block. Let's take a look. Gaither down the lane. That is absolutely not in the cylinder. Wow, that's a big call. 72-67. Malik Hardy on the baseline. Try to get it back to Champion. Now Redparth tied up. Goodness gracious.
Unfortunate series of events there for the Nighthawks.
Double bonus now in effect for Francis Marion. What a huge block.
Yeah.
And Zach really responded out of nowhere.
It's great help. Rim protection there. Unfortunately, what are we doing? I wonder what the delay. It should be almost like touching the basketball after a made basket, delay a game.
Yeah.
Regardless of that, had it been a clean block, then it's our possession with a single, our ball with a single possession game, but still not quite. Francis Mayer's not out of the woods yet. This gentleman shooting free throws is going to help him get to the edge of the forest, though.
That is as close as he has come to missing one.
It hit the rim, didn't
it? It rattled. That's the first time that it's not been all net. Redparth with the second. And that makes it a 3-possession game. 74-67. Schubert puts it up and in. Nice quick basket. Now 19.5 left. And a 30-second timeout will keep it right here. So take a look at that last possession and how quickly Cody brought it up the floor, coast to coast, high off the glass. Nicely done.
Didn't have to burn much time to get back into a 2-possession game. Question here out of the timeout will be, what do we do defensively? So it's probably enough pressure to see if we can steal, and if we don't steal the catch, it's got to be an immediate foul. Probably not enough time to worry about personnel either. Just got to foul first touch.
Yep.
But we do want to see if we can get a steal here first.
19.5 seconds remaining. Boy, tough defense on the inbound. They're going to call a foul on Hardy. That was close to 5 seconds.
We got it. Yeah, that's exactly what we wanted to do there. We just didn't want this guy catching it to shoot free throws. But again, we don't have time or to worry about personnel at this point. But that's a great point. We did a good job of just kind of covering up all the offensive options till right there, the last minute, he was able to pop free.
Redparth hiking his shorts up.
And number 5, Josh Cottrell.
Part of his routine at the foul line.
Shots for the Patriots. Holden Redpath.
74-69. 2 really big foul shots right here with 18.7 to go. The first, no good.
He's human. It's still only going to be 2 possessions regardless.
The second is good. 6-point ball game. And again, 30-second timeout. We'll keep it right here, the Convocation Center.
We're going to need a quick 3. It's going to have to be 3s at this point. We're going to need 3 stop, 3 turnover 3.
If you were going to hazard a guess at who Coach Evans would like to have take that shot from beyond the arc,
I would watch. There's a lot of guys that I'd want to take it. Josh Cottrell, although he's not been on fire lately from behind 3, he's definitely confident taking that shot. The person that I would watch out for is whoever inbounds it. And then whoever he inbounds it to, take it deep about the free throw line and then turn back and hit the trailer. Is a common action you'll see.
We actually have Josh on the floor. Snyers brings it up, 15, 14. He'll drive, he'll shoot, and no good. And that's going to be tough to handle with nothing coming from that possession.
Yeah.
8.2 to go.
Needed a 3 there, not a 2.
This will put Gaither on the line. 27 points. You know, you see Gaither and Redpath 27, 26 points respectively. A miss from Gaither. It's uncanny. Both came in averaging 21.7, both nearly exactly the same output today.
Hard to guard when you got 2 guys that can just go get offense at any time.
7-point ball game with 7 seconds to go. In the corner, 3 will not drop. And the shot over the backboard won't go, and that will be it. Let's take a timeout, be back to wrap things up here in the post game. Your final score, Francis Marion 76-69. This is the Nighthawk Sports Network.
On Wednesday, they'll be at Columbus State.
Joyride beads. I hear if you run long enough, you get something called a runner's high, which sounds like something I'd really enjoy. Let's do this. Okay, so far so good. Mama Lake? What? Still no high though. Hi. Hey. Oh my God. There it was. My first runner's high. Well, better quit while I'm ahead. All right, I'm good.
Shop, play, and stay in Dahlonega, the heart of the North Georgia mountains.
Across divisions, sports, championships, and schools for nearly 500,000 student athletes. College sports create lifelong opportunity, and that starts with education. We've raised the academic bar, so more are earning degrees, creating healthier campuses by working with the nation's brightest minds, and making sure more have the chance to succeed and are supported on their journey. But beyond the numbers, it's about opportunity, and we're working to provide it for every student athlete.
On 4 occasions, the Nighthawks pulled to within 3, but could get no closer. Francis Marion holding off the second half comeback by the Nighthawks. 76-69, the final in this one. Francis Marion evens their season mark at 2-2 North Georgia drops to 1-3. And I think the point that you made in the second half, Lee, was that it just took a bit longer to hit full stride today by the Nighthawks. Once they got there, you saw how they really made a push down the stretch.
Yeah, and you got to tip your hat to Francis Marion for keeping us off balance, right? So they kind of threw a few curveballs at us, and were really good at their stuff. They were great at simple, and that's what you got to do when you go on the road, is just be great at simple, and they were. It gets no easier for North Georgia. So, that was a home game that Pirate kind of snuck in and took away from us, and now they're going to have to go on the road at Columbus State and then at Lander before they get currently on schedule to come back on the 27th for another home game. So it's just not going to get any easier. I thought that, if Coach Evans and Coach Blake and Coach Magruder can get in the locker room and really package that final 8 minutes of the half, right, and figure out a way to do that, both at home and on the road, and maybe even with a little bit more energy and early. We talked about in the pregame that we needed a fast start. We didn't get that, and neither team really kind of ran out of the gates, but it was not a fast start for us. And to be honest with you, Craig, I think that we're always going to be sound defensively. We ran across some talent that can score tonight, and then it was just exasperated when we didn't make shots. There were a few shots that we just didn't make.
The 1-2 punch of Gaither and Redparth, hard to handle. The better part of nearly 60 points by those two young men. And when you look at what percentage that is of the total output by Francis Marion, it's hard to comprehend. From the floor today, it was 27 of 57 for North Georgia, 27 of 67 from Francis Marion. But look at beyond the arc. That was an Achilles heel today for North Georgia. Only 3 of 19 at the line, 12 of 14, so a bit of a silver lining there. Turnovers were tough, 18 on the day. Battle on the boards slightly in favor of North Georgia.
Yeah, and when you throw in the 2 for 20 at Young Harris the other night, that's 5 for 40. That's 10%.
Yeah.
We're not going to win a whole lot of games when you're not making shots that support the defense, and so it's not going to get any easier for anybody the rest of the way. And these are things that I think that had we played a traditional non-conference schedule, we could have worked out. But it's just not. It's the hand that everybody's dealt. And I think that we'll go back to the lab tomorrow and try to figure out a way to slow up high efficiency scores like the 2 we saw today. And just candidly, we just got to make a few more shots to take a little bit of pressure off of that defense.
Next up for the Nighthawks, Columbus State on the road. The next scheduled game for the network on the 27th of the month. On behalf of everyone here, thank you for joining us today. Tough loss by the Nighthawks. Francis Marion victorious 76-69. On behalf of everyone, I'm Craig Corbin saying so long, everyone. We'll see you next time right here on the Nighthawks Sports Network.